Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Streaming Rainbow, and welcome back to the Talkback with my most holy friends. It's the Saints, you guys. Today, we're going to be talking with as many of the Saints as we can gather. Anna Eliza from Canto 4 will be joining in a little bit. Real life is lifing. And listen, there might be a random sighting of a Taya Campbell over, but it is 1 o'clock in the morning currently where she is. And while she is a trooper, that's insane. So to start off, I'm going to introduce the Saints that I have with me today. And I'm going to have everyone kind of talk about what it was like picking up this profoundly flawed character. But before I do that, we've got Canto 1 Saint Mags, we have got Canto 3 Saint Mia, and Canto 5, which is officially over, Saint Grant. The only white man besides myself at this part of the table. It's so nice to be a minority, right?
In your hand.
Holy shit.
No, it's still 50-50, Eli.
That's true. Well, now, right at this moment. But
if you want to get technical, 2.5.
That's right. That's right. Sorry, Mia. You're still the only one. I'm so sorry.
This is
You're
deep.
surrounded by
No,
white folks.
it's all right. It's all right.
Beautiful. Well, let's start off where it began. So the reason the Saint exists is because of my dear friend Mags. So tell us about the experience of starting this insane thing, this journey.
So getting approached to pick up on Canto 1 and like basically being like hey, you get to be like the cornerstone, you get to be like the foundation of this all, was very exciting and also very intimidating, because it's just like, well shit, I gotta like create, there has to be like a character that people are excited about and want to prolong the journey of this character fucking 10 like arcs in a whole like campaign. And I had like a short list of characters that I wanted to play. Ironically enough, the Serpent was on my short list and the Exile were both on my short list, so like it's fun to get to see both of them like actually interact with each other and have a storyline with each other, because who knew? Not me. But as someone who has spent like most of their foundational years growing up like within the church and being in an environment like in my adolescence where it's like you kind of get like approached about like people like wanting to talk about like their faith and everything, and like kind of being like in your face and like very like stubborn and headstrong about it. The concept of someone who has such a firm and unwavering faith in what they believe in and winding up in the place where they believe is the ultimate punishment was such a draw to me. And getting to start off the Saints' journey by being like, well, I don't belong here. I don't know what you three are doing here. I don't belong here. Kind of starting off that journey as sort of like a delusional, kind of like self-righteous asshole was like the ultimate, like, that's where a prime hero's journey starts off for me. I'm not in the wrong. You fuckers are. And then just watching slowly, bit by bit, canto by canto, watching all of that just get unraveled and watching the Saint have the ultimate test of their faith through 5 arcs of this campaign has been nothing but a delight to me.
Yeah. And then you passed this halo on to Taya, who then made
only
the
to
most...
watch the Saint then try to make out with the fucking false prophet.
Look, it's not a Taya Campbell over project until she's trying to do some gay shit.
Listen,
The Saint kissing people.
the Saint.
Who
We've
would
got
thought?
we've got an Anna Eliza joining us. So
Never
Anna,
would've
welcome.
imagined.
We're talking about what it was like to pick up the character at your Canto. So we're going in order of Canto. So we're just talking about our lovely Taya, who, listen, might show up, might not. It's honestly, it's like a blessing. It's like if a cat shows up on a stream. It's like we've been blessed with the appearance of a Taya
You've been
Campbell over.
selected.
Taya did the most like sexy Bridgerton bullshit with River as the prophet, and then it was
So
immediately
good.
passed on. Also did some amazing work with the shittiest internet. Like truly. Like how did that work?
God's
But
fucking work.
just truly like so much. It was she was really good at freezing and really like worried, like pensive looks. So she was frozen, but it still worked.
You should
And
watch
then
Damsels in Distress for more of that.
absolutely, it's
You should
finished,
watch
so
Damsels in Distress.
watch the entirety of Damsels in Distress in its finality. It's so amazing. What a project.
Yeah, watch Demons and
So
Daughters.
good. What are you doing?
So good.
What are you doing? Stop. What? No, just kidding. Finish this. This is great. Finish this, and then go watch the entirety
Finish this first,
of
then
Demons
go
and
watch
Daughters.
Demons and Daughters.
Please.
Dweebs.
So once Taya got yelled at via recording of River, because River couldn't make the finale, and gave the most
Insane.
heated, like, I love you and I hate you. It was the most awful and wonderful like recording I've ever heard in my life. Then Mia got to pick it up. So Mia, how was it to be the third? How was it to pick up this holy character for the like as a third? Like it's fully into the way that this worked of being like the relay race. So yeah, what was that? How was that for you?
It was definitely I remember being really, really excited when it was first pitched to me. And at the time I had only had the opportunity to snag a little bit like clips from like Canto 1 and then Canto 2 to kind of get a feel for it. And I guess what ended up happening, well, like in the pitch, like the moody emotional paladin, like that is such a classic trope, and for like good reason, I would say. And it was, I would say that's like kind of like one of my like better skills as far as stepping into, to have this tortured character, and having the responsibility to like one, honor this budding romance or whatever this relationship might have been with the prophet, but then also confronting the complicated history that they clearly carry. um, and it was, I really have to give a lot of like praise and props like to my scene partner, Rosie, who played the prophet in Canto 3. We had a lot of like behind the scenes kind of discussion as far as like, okay, hey, like here's where I'm feeling, where I'm at, this is where you're thinking that you're at, as far as like the extent of the romance, or like is do they do PDA, like what are we kind of feeling here. So I feel like a lot of what it turned out being was just something that was being really tenderly and intentionally created between me and Rosie, in a way which is weird, where we would like maybe like only talk about it for like 30 minutes and then just be completely ready like for the rest of it. So it was really fun. It's definitely one of my like favorite streams that I've done, especially being the first time playing with all of you. So it was a really good time for me.
It, just for everyone as a reminder, I need to find all the clips where Mia like just I failed intimidation checks against Mia as a person. Mia playing the Saint was so intimidating. You were so you were so serious. You're like, no, but really. And I'm like, please don't hurt me. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. I had to be very cool and intimidating, and it was hard. Also, Rosie said to
Eli
tell
really
you,
goes on a heater run for 3 Cantos by putting someone and their best friend in a situation in casting.
I do. It's listen, especially it works. It's so good. But yeah, Rosie also said, "Well, aren't you popular?" Because there was a full episode where everybody took turns talking to the
Mhm.
saint. Like
Yeah,
they all
which was
took
so surprising to me because I think I had a more lax approach to the character as far as just like speaking time. So I remember that and that was very fun.
except everybody had to hold Eurydice's hand because it was in the storm. So and Eurydice would fly away.
Just like a balloon.
Like gotta hold on to Eurydice. Um uh so this wonderful brooding character with some really I think that's when I think your Canto was when it was first teased about the memory with the pagan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's when it
Mhm.
began. Um and then it passes on to something wonderful as Anna picks up in the pit, which is not a thing you'd think. Like, welcome to the pit. What a great time. So,
Yes.
Anna, what was it like to be the 4th saint?
Hi everyone. I was the saint that played Wonderwall. So I picked up the saints, I think, in a very interesting position that Mia had left them in, where obviously they had the revelation about the pagan and sort of the internalized guilt, and I think confusion toward that whole scenario, and also the breakup with the prophet, which was so interesting to dive into in Canto 4. I remember whenever Eli and I were first talking about the character, and I knew that I was going to be doing the pit. And I was like, oh, okay, gluttony as a concept. Hey, Eli, what if I just indulge in the absolute worst parts of this character? Because, one, I think for a lot of people, guilt can manifest in different ways. And I think, particularly if you're somebody who is such a zealot for what you believe in, even if your belief system or the foundation of that belief begins to fracture, sometimes you try to cope with that or reckon with that by taking it to its worst extremes. Um, and I think especially I just want to give like huge props to Andy. I love Andy. And having Andy as the pagan was perfect because the two of us would just like DM each other and be like, I'm gonna do something fucked up to you really quick. And we would just run with it. One of my favorite scenes, I think, in Canto 4 actually is when we're all kind of like having it for the first time, I think, since we made it to the pit, we have like a chill evening. Like the saint is kind of like flirting with Eurydice a little bit, and they have the lyre and they play the song that they marched into the pagan's village, which ended up into this like crazy domino effect between the pagan and saint, where we almost had a little bit of PvP, but we avoided it, which then just turned into the saint going on this like self-loathing, woe is me, Eurydice, tell me that I'm good and nice, which I really enjoyed doing. Like I really enjoyed picking up the saint, not, I think, not quite at rock bottom yet, but certainly driving a vehicle that was on fire in that direction, which I partially knew that Grant would be picking up the character after me, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna give him a mess. I was like, I'm gonna give Grant the whole mess. But I had such a fun time playing somebody who is so complicated in that way. I have a religious background. I have a very strong religious background that I have left and departed from over time. But I grew up with so many people that I think are still stuck even now in the same headspace that I think the saint was in when I was handed them. And it was just something that was so fun to explore, to just be able to go like full on, like, I know people like this. Like, this is an exaggeration. This is a fictional character, but I know people who have this line of thinking and the things that they do. And it was really, really fun to play. I enjoyed it a lot.
And speaking of rock bottom, I don't know, not rock bottom anymore. Grant, our most recent saint, has just finished his run with this totally unproblematic character. Grant, how was it being
God's
the
back,
saint?
baby. Well, great. It hurt me on an emotional level to be back in the arena, if you will. Yeah, I had a lot of fun being the saint. I really wanted to use this opportunity to, I think I have a reputation in the AP scene, and there's an expectation when I come along playing some guy named the Saint. So I really wanted to, rise to the occasion, step up and knock that out of the park, use the shit that just stays in your brain through 2+ decades of indoctrination. But I'd been a fan of Inferno basically since minute one. The epic poem Inferno is one of my favorite pieces of media. I really was enjoying the way Eli was telling the story and how it encompasses a lot of the things that I really appreciate about Inferno, as a cautionary tale, a thing to look out for, the marriage of Christianity and Greek religion that's in there. So I don't think there was ever any doubt in my mind I'd be playing the Saint. There was a slight temptation to be like, I could do the Prophet. I could probably do a killer Prophet. And I was like, no. How many opportunities am I gonna get to really ring this bell? So I pretty much knew I'd be joining Canto 5 for 3 Cantos. So I had a lot of time to sit and stew and prepare and watch everyone and make note of the qualities I wanted to pick up and bring along the way, because I knew I'd be the halfway point. So I'm I really want to bridge all of these previous iterations together and set up the next 5 saints for problems. So I was taking this kind of aggro naivete that Mags was punching at. I was really trying to channel Mia's level of intimidation there, especially at the end. Mia Saint, it's got a real Frollo vibe from Hunchback of Notre Dame, just scary, which I really appreciate. I took a lot from Anna. I really feel more than anything, I wanted to pick up right where Anna left off without having to change too much, because I saw the writing on the wall between the Saint and the Pagan, and I didn't want to lose that. And Taya has this really flowery, thematic, horny way of talking, so I wanted to make sure that my prose was kind of verbose and taking from her in that regard. So taking all of that together while having the mindset of being I just need to land the plane, and I need to make sure that when the plane lands, everyone hates this fucking guy. And that was only going to be achieved by befriending everyone and then betraying them at the end. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I think I have the unique perspective of not being a person that religion happened to, but a person who perpetuated religion. A lot of the stories you hear are here's the bad things that the church did to me or taught me to believe or made me feel about myself. And I'm this is the Saint. This is unquestionably a white dude underneath all of the layers. And I grew up in a church that catered to white dudes. And I wanted to reach back into that piece of me, the one that used scripture, the one that used reassuring language to keep that mythos and people's faith going, even if I myself had been questioning for a long time. And I really wanted to hammer this point that as we learn more about the saint and the pagan, and we learn that he forsakes his religion, tears off the cross, gets cozy with the prophet in life, spares the pagan. I just know that when someone's in that faith crisis, they don't immediately start getting better and getting more vulnerable and taking the armor off. You get worse when you first realize it. You think you've done something bad, so you do a hard pivot into trying to be better. So that was the position I wanted to leave the saint in, even though I knew it was going to hurt me on a personal level to do that, especially because Eli's sick ass made my best friend in the AP scene the fucking pagan, my most trusted creative partner. So Jen and I conspired a lot for max damage at the end.
Yeah, I said, hey, Jen, do you want to be Grant's absolute nemesis? And they went, fuck yeah. There we go.
Yeah. It's a long way of saying I had a lot of sicko fun.
Also, going into Canto 6 with real Charlie Sheen at peak Tiger Blood vibe, I'm really looking forward to Neon with that.
Oh,
you got this, Neon. It's easy shit.
I really put that dude in a predicament.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It'll be fine.
Not our problem.
So this character, something that I was always very impressed with all of you is that it's so easy to turn this character into a lazy stereotype, or to or to also punch down and be be really insulting to believers, which I have always said that I am myself a former religious person. I'm very lucky that I really don't have the religious trauma. I just realized I didn't have the beliefs, so I left. But a lot of people were like, oh yeah, time to fuck with my religious trauma, in a way of let me insult and attack believers, which I don't personally, I'm not cool with. So Inferno for me has always been let's fucking take down the establishment of the church and of these giant machines that hurt people, without insulting people who take this belief and use it for good. There are good people that have devoutly believed these things. And I think all of you did a beautiful job of walking that line of dealing with the issues of this very problematic person without turning it into a gimmick or any of that. So huge kudos to all of you for that. Did any of you have any oh, here's a question. Oh, first off, did anybody ever remember that your banner blesses everybody? No? Hashtag.
I did.
I've heard of the time
that I was in.
Yeah.
My party sure
Not
did.
in Canto 1. I remembered in Canto 4.
Most of the time I did, I think.
Me was pretty good at that.
Maybe.
Occasionally when it was necessary to remember, I remembered.
I will say my group was very good about
blessed.
remembering that Bless was around midway through an episode, and then Jen, who actually is a D&D savant, would be like, that's not how Bless works. I'd be like, shut up.
Shush.
Hey Jen, it does in Inferno.
Yeah, it's hell. I mean, we might as well. How did everybody, I think everybody had different feelings about it. So using the banner as a weapon, I remember very clearly that everybody was people had real hesitation about sullying that banner. So Chet, how are your feelings about sullying this symbol of your faith? Yeah, Max, tell us about what you did with the banner.
Did I just get chatted as crazy?
I tried to fish the serpent out of the river. I remember that very much because I was just like, oh shit, he's drowning. Gotta fucking... Get him out.
I wouldn't say I had like a qualm about it, but I always wanted to like, I wanted to use it in a moment where it would feel like it would have an effect. You know, I didn't want to use the banner willy nilly. A, because I don't fucking know how to play this game, and B, because like I don't know, that it just feels like that should be an allusion to something, and I was just looking for a window to have that be so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
I
forget if I
also
did.
didn't like struggle with like using it too, and I think like the symbolism of it is really interesting, where it's like you have this thing that represents your faith, and you can so easily taint it, in the name of violence. Um, yeah, I didn't really. I was like, yeah, let's go, let's fight, and then I got a cool new sword for a bit.
That is absolutely not
Speaking of
problematic
the
at
sword,
all. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead, Anna.
right, guy.
I don't think I used the sword a single time. I think I
Nope.
strictly fought with the banner the entire time.
100% forgot about the sword.
Did not
I
use the
think,
sword a
I
single
think
time.
it's funnier. I think it's funnier that none of you people remember the Saint has Eldritch Blast.
They do, and every time I see it on the character sheet, I'm like, interesting.
Wonder where that came from, huh?
Some of us picked up Scorching Ray along the way, and
I forgot. My bad.
When I was playing the Saint, I wasn't concerned with sullying the banner, mostly because the way that I played the Saint in combat situations was just that they were kind of peacocking the whole time. So they were trying to look really strong and benevolent and brave and cool, because they were trying to get in good with Eurydice. So they were just kind of going for it, which I think, again, like to Mia's point, right? Like, when a symbol of your faith can be so easily fractured by your own selfish whims, I think it says a lot about the individual carrying that mantle with them.
Yeah, I think what was really wonderful about Taya's portrayal was that it introduced, I think, like that edge of sympathy that was needed for this like final transformation to really hit. And I think that was like really well done through like through the developing relationship between the Saint and the Prophet. I remember going into it like, yeah, if they're like a paladin and now this person who seems a little schemy is like, at least in my eyes, like showing affection or someone that I can trust, like, yeah, I think they would approach it almost like a loyal kind of puppy going into it. Um, and but corrupting that is what I think really makes what Anna and Grant did later that much more impactful.
Absolutely. It's really cool that you guys talk about like how easy it is to sully that symbol. Because I believe the first one to see it was Anna, and then I got to share it with Grant. I can't remember, of the vision of what the sin that gets you to hell. The Saint has seen the exact time, the exact moment that you are going to hell for. Was that you, Anna?
Sick.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah,
Anna.
it was. It was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can confirm it was Anna because she messaged me like that day.
So,
like, dude,
you're not gonna believe this.
I was like, we're fucked. We're so fucked,
bro.
Damn,
I knew
so
it was gonna be
violence
bad. I didn't
against
think it'd be
God is
this bad.
frowned upon.
Anna's shaking me across state
I
lines.
was like, Grant, no.
I'm sorry, dude. So
Well, that was a cool thing, though, right? Because like it informs what you're gonna do next, and like I don't know, it made me like, you know, when Eli, all the trains in the station all at once. When Eli like was first talking to me about it, they're like, "Hey, just so you know, the Saint and the Prophet kind of have a thing going on." I was like, "Cool. Here's a list of people I'd be cool having the thing going on with." And then Mia's Canto ends, and Eli's like, "Okay, so never mind." that is no longer happening. But then Anna, and I are talking about the whole thing with ripping the cross off and the pieces start coming together in my Canto. And like, oh, the saint and the pagan are here for the same reason. I can lean into that as a villain.
Yeah,
Insane.
it's really interesting how, and the thing that I'm sure like people, I had very little to do with the machinations of how things have ended up. Because the thing I love about Inferno, guys, is that every single one of these characters has made RP choices that have informed the secrets that come out about them. So because of actions of all of you, the saint ripped the cross off of their tabard and lit it on fire. So and then
It's
like
a lot of
Danny,
mags.
they
You're
sit
welcome.
metal as fuck. And then like in Canto 4, I hurt Danny's feelings because Danny found out that the serpent is the reason that the saint was led to the prophet in the first place. So the serpent
my
is
god, that scene
yeah,
was so good.
yeah. And then I hurt Anna
Canto
and
4 is a
Andy's
banger.
feelings.
That's a real
Canto
pivotal
4
fucking Canto.
Yeah. Canto 4,
We
a
do a
lot
lot
of
of
shit came out.
monologues. We do a little bit of Wonderwall.
Yeah, exactly.
Lot of trauma.
Andy is in the
Little.
corner. Andy's in the corner having generational grief happening while everyone else is being idiots. Oh, it was
Who
beautiful.
hasn't? Come on, Andy, get it together.
But
Well, I'm sad.
like
So are all of us.
we're all sad. We can't remember our dead relatives. But like yeah, just this beautiful thing of yeah, is like you all have done all these beautiful things and I'm like, oh, I know how to hurt your feelings. Like yeah, so Anna and Andy finding out that not only was the pagan a child, the saint was also a child. The saint was 16 when they came in and pillaged and burned down a pagan village. And I told that to Anna and Andy after the finale, and just the look of horror on their faces went, this is why we're friends, right? Right?
It's like, I'm pretty sure too, the context was like Andy and I were just like laughing back and forth about everything we did to each other. We were like, ha 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 ha, he he he. And then Eli was like, by the way, you were both children. And we just went,
Hey, fuck you.
and then and then Jen gave me this beautiful opening, because Jen was like, Eli, how much does the saint remember? And I said, roll for it. And what did they both roll? Nat 20s. So they remembered
20s, baby.
all of it. So the saint remembered some truly horrific shit about that day. And
Truly the gun I needed to finish him off.
yeah. And then remembered flirting and having.
You're supposed to
weird
donate for that,
moments.
Grant.
Not the way I'm using it.
Oh yeah, guns. Yeah. Saint got Taya got a gun. I think she got a gun or two, but never got to use them.
Taya was
because
given a gun.
Internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like to think that, Taya not getting to use the guns because of the internet just translated into the viciousness that Mia was able to channel. She got word guns.
generational guns, even.
Emotional guns, if you will.
Inherited guns.
It's an antique.
Gun laws. Gun laws are so yeah.
It's like
Gun
when your
laws are so
granddad from
strict in the
Georgia
UK.
passes away and then you get a weird thing in the will.
It's a gun.
Oh, it's just a gun? Okay.
It's just a gun.
Is it a special kind of gun? No, I just had a gun.
No, it's gun.
And he wanted it for you. You
wanted
have
you
it.
to have it. He wanted
Is there
you, his
any
queer grandchild, to have a gun?
That's an ally.
We hope.
What is there anything that anybody would have done differently when it was their turn? Any choices, any different directions you would have gone?
I wish that Fish's prophet and the saint had a little bit more time alone. I think there was so much animosity toward the prophet going into Canto 4, and the saint very much trying to be on their best behavior for a little while and trying to be in good with the serpent and kind of yes manning the serpent and the pagan for a little bit. I feel like the saint didn't have a lot of room to be alone with the prophet until way later. They finally got a little bit of time to talk. But I think that's like the big thing. I wish maybe they had a couple more moments alone with each other, especially pre-Eurydice.
I'll kind of echo that sentiment. I think my Saint and Janie's prophet were kind of going in two different directions, and there is all this history between those two characters that I wish I would have harped on more. I think we end in a pretty solid place for those two, near the end of everything. But I think the big bait and switch that Jan and I were building wound up taking precedent, which I stand by 100%. But I think with how much those two characters were button heads or other parts of the face for the first three cantos, I would have liked to have put more groundwork on that and going forward. But hey, we had different goals, so it's okay.
I kind of wish that Canto 1 Saint got more time with the serpent and the pagan. I think that there was a lot of spotlight on the saint and the prophet, which there should have been, because like they, as River and I have like at length discussed like in our time, that the saint and prophet are two sides of a similar coin. They are like foils to each other, but there's so much that could have been like hinted and built upon with the saint and with the saint and serpent, with the saint and pagan. And both Mikey and Daniel were such phenomenal players. I would love to play with them again. I mean, I do play with Mikey a lot, but I would love to get a chance to sit at the same table with Daniel again. I would have loved to have hinted more at this from the jump. I mean, it would have made like such good like breadcrumbs through all the other like cantos, that I wish there was just a little bit more spotlight on like those kinds of relationships than the obvious like, oh well, saint bad, prophet bad. Like no, let's add some like there. We could have done like a little bit more nuance. I'm very proud of what Canto 1 like did. We did in like the short time we had, but like if we had just like a little bit more time, would have loved to kind of like sink my claws into that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm always down to play with my Kanto 3 table at any time, all the time. So more time is very much the, I guess, top one answer. I I I think if I could pick, probably more with the serpent. Because I remember when Heather made um like the decision to like look into the prophet and start paying attention. um we thankfully did have like one conversation where the serpent was like questioning the saint, like, so why do you just do everything that they say, what the prophet says. And I think that was maybe the only time that maybe the saint would have secured another ally before finding out, before regaining the memory of what they did to the pagan. But I think, in the way that stories do, I think it was a good thing that it ended out that way, because then the saint goes into this guilt or trauma or however they took it, alone, um, feeling now an enemy to the pagan and not feeling as connected to the prophet anymore.
Yeah. Um that one conversation was during the handoff. The let's all like whose turn is it to hold the Eurydice balloon and interrogate the serpent, interrogate the saint. It was great. Mia also has the distinct honor of being the only saint who has died. You failed your death saves. Everyone else is too busy being shitty with each other and having verbal sparring, where Mia was like, I'm gonna fight until I die. So
Yeah.
Mia plays games.
Yeah. I love throwing the
Mia
paper
plays
dolls off
rules?
the cliff.
it was
Throw
so
the
good.
paper off the cliff. Yeah.
Goodbye. Kiss. Die. There we go. I love this character so much, and I love what all of you have done to them. I'm trying. Is there anything else? Any other favorite moments? Anything else you
Who's
guys
your
want to talk
favorite
about?
saint?
Taya.
Pick a kid.
Oh!
There
you go. There you go.
No, truly,
Hey,
too.
it's on recording.
truly, and it is truly an unanswerable question. For literally, like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle having 40 favorite people. Like, what the fuck have I done to myself?
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There can
That
only
would
be
be
one.
crazy. If that
Okay.
was, if there was a system that could hold that, that would be crazy.
Yo.
Pitch. We divide every lineage up into teams, and we have them duke it out. And then as the pool gets thinner, eventually only one can remain.
Knockout.
Saint strong.
Literal knockout.
That is okay, but from a D&D standpoint, so to be clear, it is a paladin, the beefiest class in the game,
Yeah.
probably, against a rogue, a druid, and a sorcerer, whatever the fuck, the warlock.
It's a warlock.
Yeah. I like our odds.
I don't know, man. The serpent has really good
My bloodline
stats.
strong. What can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serpent does have scary good stats.
The serpent
Yeah.
can turn into a horse snake thing, which is
That
terrifying.
is true.
Snores.
That is true.
Snores.
Is it right, Grant? Did you even
Snores.
play this
My
game?
apologies. There's no snorses in the Bible, so I just forget.
Stop snorsing around, man.
You can't. Grant, I don't know.
Are you the snores from snorsing around?
Praise thine snores.
I don't know how you could forget your snores, because Abby used the coolest voice changer to be the
Abby
snore.
ate
So
a guy.
fucking cool.
So
Abby
good.
ate somebody.
Abby ate a
Yeah.
man.
Abby ate Dismas. I
Oh,
said,
God.
hey, serpent, here's the guy who groomed you into being a criminal. Yum.
Yoink.
It was awesome. I know we're here to talk about the saint, but like Abby Serpent is insane.
So fucking good.
Favorite? Okay, that's
Serpent,
it. What is
Serpent line is so fucking good.
Serpent
It had
line
just
is
a strong
unhinged.
start, and then it's just only gotten. It's so unhinged. It started off so strong and has only gotten like progressively more and more
Oh,
crazy,
yeah,
and
yeah,
in the best way
truly.
possible.
If each saint has just been like progressively becoming a worse person and like falling back on their most like worst tendencies, every serpent is like becoming a better person by becoming more insane. Like the more they lose their grip on reality, the serpent becomes more interested in like
Yeah, I feel like
saving souls
every
and
character,
comforting people.
I feel every character has like some sort of like prerequisite. For the saint, obviously you have to have some sort of like indignation and like slight religious trauma. For the serpent, obviously you just need to be a maniac.
You
Point
just have
blank.
to have a
period.
you got that
You
snake in
have
you.
Just a little
You have to
unhinged.
be an anarchist. You gotta be an anarchist for
Need
sure.
snake.
Danny Mendoza stealing an armful of fire potions and dropping them down a mine shaft to blow up a factory.
That was insane.
Yeah,
Welcome to the
Mia,
Saints psychoanalyze the other three characters.
Danny as a rogue cast fireball. That's what happened.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
commanded.
think of
No,
And
no,
then
no. That may no.
his-
Yeah.
Let me a cook.
and then
No, I'm
commanded
stewing on
like
that.
the second strongest bad guy in that level of hell to jump into the fiery pit, and they did it because
Yeah.
command. Like, yeah, Anna, like you guys were like, we gotta fight, and then Danny was just like, no, jump in that.
I just
And went,
remember
"Well,
that guy
nah."
in particular.
I held back on some of those, like, because the Saint also has those in their back
Yeah.
pocket, especially the really fucked up power that Taya picked up. But, like,
Oh.
I feel like for a lot of my Canto in particular, I was like, we gotta be a team player.
Wild.
Were there any machinations? So I kind of before we started recording, I kind of spilled the beans on one of Grant's that I ended up doing as the exile. But were there any machinations that
mhm.
you guys were like, you're like, haha, I want to fuck things up, but like either you did do it, it's your favorite, or didn't do, and you're like, I need to pass this along the line to have another saint do it.
I think I emptied the clip, but Eli did help me. I knew that my time to go buck wild was going to be the finale, because I had to spend the first 4 episodes re-earning everyone's trust, because the only way it was going to fucking hurt was if it fucking hurt, you know? So a lot of it was like, I think before the Arcanto even started, Jen and I DM'd Eli, and we created a group chat called The Saint and the Pagan Go to White Castle. And the first thing out of our mouths was, hello, we would like the Saint to betray the pagan real bad at the end of this. So we spent like 4 episodes planting the seeds on that and building an understanding with each other, only for us to learn the reality of our meeting, and then to just fuck it. I had mentioned that I potentially wanted to use the bow before me, like command on steroids, power on the prophet at some point. I didn't think I would get a window to do it, and then Janie gave me one on a silver platter, and it's like, cool, fuck it. So, and then we did it. And the only other thing which Eli alluded to was I think like I'm already pitching a lot of insane shit for this episode, but what if the Saints gave up Eurydice for so like there's something that I can gain where we're giving Eurydice back to hell nets him something, and I kept waiting for like a way to do it. I was like, I was humming and hawing about it. I'd already done a lot. Every character had a role play scene with me, and it's like, I've been a ball hog. I gotta like kind of draw back.
Grant
a little
had a
bit.
Mia
I did
moment.
The things that
Grant
I
had
wanted
a
to do.
moment where everyone held Grant's hand and said, "Aren't you so popular?"
Truly. Everybody wanted to ignite beef with me, which was great for my ego. But yeah, towards the end, I was like, I need to make sure we give the other characters room to breathe. I accomplished what I set out to accomplish with the Saint. I'll just mention to the next person that, hey, just so you know, Eurydice is a means to an end. The second you can ditch or do it. And then Eli.
And then the exile rolled a 26 on
cool
stealth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exile rolled a 26 on
and
stealth.
I got to give my thou good and faithful servant speech.
I remember Jen being like, does it beat this passive perception? And I was like, oh yes, dear. I looked up everybody's passive perception. Yeah, and the exile shot Eurydice in the chest and sent her back to Lust. Because fuck that
and the
bitch.
Saint was gassed about
As one does.
And the Grant like didn't even blink an eye. Grant went, good job, buddy. Good job, exile. Thanks for doing that.
You can see the face that Jen and Abby were making. They were like, and I'm just sitting here like the reins, looking at my eye pointing, like, good and faithful servant. Like, oh my fucking god, what happened?
Oh, the descent of the Saint.
And then we get a glimpse at the fuck up that is the exile. Yeah, Anna, any machinations that you are proud of or wish you'd done?
So speaking of Eurydice, my
Was he number one
girlfriend.
simp, Anna Eliza?
Yeah, I was like, straight white man. I got you.
That saint saw titties for the first time, and
Finally.
it was great.
So
Can confirm,
a
brother.
machination that I kind of had going into it, especially I think it kind of like developed over time, especially whenever I saw kind of what mine and Andy's pagan saint relationship was going to be like, which was very like fueled by animosity, by that memory that they had gotten at the end of Canto 3, and also kind of like setting the stone for the future, right? I think we start to see at the beginning of Canto 4, the way that I wanted to play the saint was fueled by a guilt that they didn't quite understand, and they didn't know where to like put their feelings, which is why something I had the saint do very early on was approach the serpent and be like, it is not my place to protect the pagan, so I ask that you do it and know that I will have your back. Especially because everybody at that point hated the prophet so much, right? It just made sense to kind of play it out that way. And that kind of morphed into, as Andy and I were kind of talking more about what we wanted our saint pagan relationship to be, I was like, well, let's throw a real wrench in this whole thing. And Eurydice's a pagan as well. What if the saint thinks that, well, her belief system's charming, and the things that she says, the stories that she tells, well, they're quite charming, aren't they? As opposed to you, pagan, who in our real lives I tried to kill you, but now I'm flirting and flaunting around with this other pagan who, by the way, we had no business to be trusting at all. But I think also the way that I was kind of playing the saint is that their own ego and pride were wounded by their own guilt. Just a real mess of feelings on the inside of themselves. So of course, clinging to somebody like Eurydice for validation would make sense. And something that I'm especially proud of, I think, was the choice to kiss Eurydice when the entire party had her cornered, and forcing her to stay with us after Danny, I believe it was Danny, charmed her to try and get her to leave the party. The saint like gripping onto her and not letting her go, because the saint wasn't doing that for her. The saint was doing that for themselves. And it was kind of fucked. But I'm really proud of it. In terms of things that I wish I had been able to do more with the saint, I think there are some deeper emotional beats to their guilt that I wish I could have dove into a little bit more thoroughly. Particularly, again, it goes back to the prophet. I really wish that Fish and I had been able to do a little bit more with one another in that, because I think that there would have been some really interesting corners and nooks to explore with how the saint would process or try to speak about guilt with somebody like the prophet, who feels no shame in anything that they do ever. So yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at with Canto 4.
I love that. I think, is there anything else before we wrap up, before I ask my last question? I love my holy boys. So my last question that I've been asking everybody is, what is your wish for the saint at the end of all of this? And we're going to start from the end, so Canto 5, and then go that way. So Grant, what is your wish for the saint?
Get him, boys. I genuinely hope that as this story evolves and progresses, that the saint gets whatever he deserves, whatever that may be.
Absolutely. Anna?
I agree with Grant on this. I think that wherever the saint ends up going as they descend deeper into hell, I just wish and hope that they get exactly what is coming to them. With love.
With love, lovingly. Mia.
I think regardless of any forgiveness, because that can only be granted either by the rest of the party or by God, that in the Saints' reckoning of this, whether again this is an arc of redemption or maybe the last moment before death realizing that they were wrong, that that they can confront it, whether it's horrific or if it's comes from a source of acceptance.
I love that. And last but not least, the OG Mags, what do you wish for your great 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 grandson?
I agree with everyone. I think that however the Saints story goes from 6 on, I have full and utter like belief and faith that every single player from now to the end is going to treat this character with the level of like nuance that it deserves. That like, some characters don't get happy endings. Some characters have to sit and revel and like really like just carry the consequences of their actions with them, even if like that mean like if the Saint goes through a lot of change between now and then, cool. I would love to see the journey of them deconstructing their faith throughout the rest of the Rings of Hell. But if they don't, I also still think like that's still a good story. I don't think necessarily like the happy ending of like the Saint changing and realizing the wrongs of their ways is like the ultimate happy ending. I feel like there's different avenues where you could still have a full 3-dimensional fleshed out character. And also, get them, boys.
You don't need friends in heaven. Fuck them.
God is your only friend.
Get salvation and nothing
Paradise,
else.
baby.
There's 2 other parts of the poem, baby. We gotta get the paradise.
Gotta hit the quota, guys.
Gotta hit the quota.
Oh my god. This is
Won't
not
matter what
beating
a pagan thinks of you when you're having margaritas in heaven.
Margaritas in heaven. This is not beating any of the allegations that the Saint is. Yeah, that's really. This is not beating any of the allegations that the Saints are really a hive mind. I can a peek behind the curtain. The Saint chat is fully like it's the one brain cell that gets passed.
It's just a bunch of delusional assholes going, absolutely, you're right, do it.
Don't tempt me, Eli. I'll start posting motivational Bible quotes in there every day.
I was just thinking about doing that.
Oh
No,
my
the
God.
hive
The
mind.
hive mind.
Real. It's fucking real.
I've been doing,
Okay, I'll
I've been
see you
doing a
guys
running
on
bit.
Sunday.
My kids are the best kids. I know I'm biased, but it's true.
I've been doing a running bit just in like the Hellfire chat with everyone in it, where like every time someone's like, "Oh, Saint bad," I'm like, "You do not even know bad." just waxing
You do not know
philosophical on them.
Grant did pop off today. I read that monologue and I was like, Jesus Christ.
I dropped a banger on Rosie and she did not appreciate it. You have words with her.
Anyway, guys, if this is just a message to get in the Discord because we silly as fuck. Get in there. We'll be silly and have funny jokes about religion.
Get in the fucking Discord.
Come see my sparkly Jesus gifts.
You should.
Why Jesus? So I'm gonna have everybody promote their things. So I'm gonna start with Mags. So Mags, you promote whatever you've got going on and then popcorn it around and I will pick up the end as is my right as the GM.
Hi,
Yes, my lord.
I'm Mags. I use they, them pronouns. I was Canto 1 Saint. If you liked what you saw, I'm in a lot of really cool shit with Streaming Rainbow in the past. If you like Mythos, I'm in that quite a bit. Number 1 best boy. Currently leading up, the only thing I have to really promote is Looking for Mom, the secondhand heroes. I am in the 4th table. Canto 6, Pagan, Merm, led that table. It was really fucking cool. There's a lot of really cool rotating people in secondhand heroes. They basically picked the same prompt and ran it through 4 different tables with 4 different systems and told us, you have 90 minutes. It's really fucking cool. I didn't feel stressed out at all. I did not make any faces. You should watch it. But I'm also gonna be making a lot of really cool stuff this summer, so you should keep your eye out. Maybe, I don't know, some of these people at this table might be a part of it too. We don't know that. So, yeah, I'm gonna popcorn it to Anna.
Oh no. I didn't know that we were popcorning.
Anna forgot everything she's doing.
Damn it. Look at my dog instead.
Yay!
Hello, I am
Snubbleist.
Anna Eliza. The dog who barks. I am Anna Eliza. I use she, they pronouns. You can find me most of the time over at Hilarity Save RPG. I'm one of the co-creators over there, and I do a lot of the creative production. So I come up with and schedule the stuff that we're going to do for the year. I am also the dungeon master for Dastly Dungeoneers, which is a dark fantasy western that some of these people have been on before. Grant's been there before. Maybe Grant will be around again. And what else do I do? My main gig is I usually play a paladin that also went through a major identity crisis on Minds Never Matter. We just finished our 1st season, and we have a summer break miniseries coming out that I also DM'd, and the theme was Love Island and Danganronpa that I gave for myself, and it ended up turning out really, really fun. So if you want to listen to those things, those are all happening over on Hilarity Save RPG. I'll also be other places later this summer, but I don't really think I'm allowed to talk about that yet.
Popcorn it.
I'll popcorn to Mia.
Hi, I'm Mia. I use she, her pronouns, and I was the saint for Canto 3. You can find me on the interwebs at EotiaXArt. That's EOTIAX Art. Mainly AP performer, digital artist, graphic designer, and you'll always find me on The Heart is a Dungeon. So you should definitely check out the pod and catch our current series, Heartwork. Yeah, because Grant's in it too, so you definitely should. And oh yeah, popcorn.
There's only one option. Hi, I'm Grant. I'm on everyone's shows. I am the titular game master over at Game Master Monday. We're usually a podcast. We play a new one shot in a new system with a new cast every episode. Almost everyone here's been on the pod, but everyone here has been on the Twitch at some point, which we also have. We do occasional live stream miniseries and one shots there. Thing I currently am doing. We are halfway through a podcast miniseries called Rat City by Night. It's a Vampire the Masquerade series where all the characters are rats in a city built by rats for rats. And people keep telling me it's really good. And I'm glad to hear that from the people. We'll be back doing normal one-shots this summer with a new cool summer miniseries coming out in August, which I'll talk about later. On the Twitch, we're currently dark, but we have some Pride games coming up with guest GMs Dusty Hill and Hector, who you may know better as Okami, so keep an eye out for those announcements, which are probably up by now if it's the date that I know it is today, but I can't think of what to call them the dates right now because I'm an idiot. And then in July, we're doing our 4th season of Castaway, our reality survival charity AP. where you can kill each other if you want to, and you can die out there. Our next season is called Castaway in the Woods. It starts in July. It's running for 6 weeks, and it will be benefiting the National Immigration Law Defense Center, one of my personal favorite charities, because fuck, have you seen the fuck? It's bad out there. So if we can help in any kind of way, we will. And if you like other reality flavored, inspired APs, you're welcome. They're happening because of me. Everyone's a copycat. I'm kidding. I couldn't even finish a sentence. I don't truly believe it. Yeah, that's what we got going on Game Master Monday. Check out our podcast. Check out our Twitch. We're doing cool shit all the time. And now Eli can say things.
Yeah. Fully, I did the Big Brother TTRPG before Castaway. It was me. You didn't even know. Anyway, hi guys.
Well,
it's
if
Eli.
I didn't know, Eli.
What's the term? It's like where it's just like randomly convergent evolution, like that just randomly things happen. It's that.
I don't know. I've been calling it Big Magic a lot lately.
Everything. Wait, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for my internet to come back. Internet? It's back.
Prayers up. Come on, Saints, there's 4 of us.
It's back. Cool. Anyway, hi guys. It's Eli. We are doing a lot of shit at Streaming Rainbow. So get in the Discord and check all of our socials, and you can see what's going on. Specifically, though, next week we are going to have the back half of Bastion's very, very cool and not traumatic game at all called Your Worst Night, where a group of people go into the dream of somebody who's having their worst night, and it's our job to guide them through it. Bastion is really good at doing really thought-provoking and therapeutic games, and this is what that is. It's lovely. We're also going to have Friday after this is the premiere of Canto 6 of Inferno. So our new cast is starting. Is going to be a very, very cool group of people. We have got Merm coming in as the pagan. We've got ADMK coming in as the false prophet. We have got Neon Saline coming in as the next saint. And we've got Cool Armadillo, also known as Reese, coming in as the serpent. Very cool cast of people coming into Wrath. So join us on Friday for that wonderful premiere. Also, stay tuned for Pride. We've got a lot of really, really cool shit coming out. In fact, somebody here at this table is guest GMing our first live stream, which is Mags, who's running Ball Game, but with all femmes. And it's going to be like a league of their own. Check it out.
I did forget to promote that. That's on me. I forgot the thing that I'm actually doing and running. Whoops.
That's my fucking channel.
That's it. So through all of June, as always, all of our live streams and even some of our pre-recorded pieces are going to be raising money for charity. The charity for Pride this year is Advocates for Trans Equality, because as Grant so succinctly put it, fuck.
Have you seen the fuck?
It's bad.
It's fucking bad
out here, guys.
Shit's,
you know what's really
scary?
You know what's worse? Realizing you're trans and coming out right now. What the fuck was I thinking? Anyway,
fuck.
Here we are. Fuck. But please, it's a great organization that focuses on legal aid and help, especially for low income trans folks. So if you can help. We have a lot of really cool things. Inferno will be coming back again, having fucked up rewards for Pride, which is, do you want to be able to give somebody a gun in Inferno? You can do it again. I'm going to make that happen.
Can we make the guns huge?
Can we pay extra to let Neon smite through it?
Can they shoot out crosses? If the serpent can have the snullet, can we
pull it? That's true. That's true. The serpent has.
Can we give the Saints a gun that's shaped like a cross?
And also Smipes.
Ooh, yes,
It's the least
yes.
Grant can do
Smipes.
since he's handing
If
Neon the
you guys
reins
donate-
to whatever
if-
the fuck this is.
If you donate and you put that in the description, I will make that happen, because in Canto 2, Rosie donated to the pagan and gave bear spray. So it's possible. Whatever.
I remember
we
that.
can make it happen.
Can we donate to
Um,
send Neon a gun in real life?
Rocket launcher.
Only with their consent.
I'm not hearing a no.
Listen, I can't control that. Although shipping a gun over state lines, problematic. I think there's rules about that, but I will research that just for you, Grant.
No rules anymore.
Who cares anymore? Have you
We're
seen
doing
it
this for the
outside?
Lord.
Have you seen and I cannot stress it enough, the fuck out there
Look at all
What if
the
we're doing
fuck.
this for the Lord, Eli?
for the look?
Hey, actually,
You
great.
broke
Yeah,
me.
there's a bunch of people that'll be totally fine
They
with
might
that.
let it pass.
In
I'm
fact,
imagining
I'll say, hey,
like the four of us walking up like Ron Swanson to the post office with a note that just says it's for the Lord.
this
can
is
do
for
whatever
the
we want.
Lord, guys. It's for the Lord.
This just says I can do what I want.
Also, I'm doing a thing apparently that by this time we'll start going out here pretty soon. I believe it start actually going out in June. I am co-GMing a Cowboy Bebop campaign with Dusty Hill. So we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of familiar faces.
Dusty.
Insha, you might know Insha. Insha's one of my bounty hunters at the table, so there's going to be a lot of really familiar faces. That's going to be on Find Out Productions on their Twitch on Mondays starting in June. I'm very excited. I haven't really stepped away from Streaming Rainbow, so this is my little tippy toe out of jamming somewhere else. In the meantime, again, yeah, get in the Discord, check out our socials, follow all these insanely talented people, because fuck, amazing people. And I made a promise, and when I say promise, I mean threat. I need to take this moment to thank all four of you. Thank you for being such an amazing part of this insane project. The Saint is who they are because every single one of you brought this passion and love for storytelling and just fucking talent to something that, again, could have been such a cliche and could be so flat. And knowing all of you has made my life better. As somebody who's had a really bad couple years, Inferno has been something that has kept me going. So thank you for being my reason. So I love all of you very much. I love all of you very much, audience. Thank you very much for following along with this insane journey. We're halfway through. So again, starting next Friday, come in for premiere of Canto 6, and it's really just downhill and down hell from here. So in the meantime, we love you very much. Have a great night, and we'll see you around. We'll see you in hell. See you next Tuesday. All of it. See you on the internet. Bye.